Okay, perfect. So we are recording now, friends. So welcome everybody to day one of our course, Cloud Performance Engineering in DevOps and Site Reliability Engineering, friends. Friends, yesterday we went over demo, right? And we understood about the course, the topics, what all we are covering, and what is the thought process, on what basis we have designed the course. Today, what we're gonna do, we will start. Is today's day one, so we're gonna start with our agenda of day one. Before we get started, let me tell you a few more things about the course, right? So that we cover that part. So today's agenda is two things. I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna complete the course. What is the thought process, right? Because this course is designed in a way which gives you a very smooth transition, even if you have not worked on these technologies, cloud, microservices, containers, DevOps, if you've never worked on, it's going to be just fine. So that's how the thought process is planned. So we will talk about the course structure, how we're going to go about it, friends, the very various topics. See, as soon as we enroll, we give you the Linux sessions. And I told you yesterday, it's going to be recorded one. My recorded sessions, 3.5 hours of recordings. First thing that we do, because that's one of the very important things, we need to be comfortable, and you can go over that and feel free to ask questions in the sessions, right? So that's how we have planned it. So I will show you one by one. So this is the Linux playlist, very simple, 3.5 hours of sessions, hands-on. You will Earlier we used to take this uh, on a live sessions. uh, just in so the manage, we cover a lot of topics. That's why we have made this a recorded session, and very easy to go through, right? And we have the PPT support also. Along with this course, we offer these PPTs, these documents, all this information. So if you see here, the PPT part, the Linux, the cloud, containers, Kubernetes. So let me open the Linux one. So the idea here is that we will all have today we're going to learn how do we create a server in cloud. Okay. Today we're going to learn that. And that is where we will practice Linux, because we need a platform. Our laptop is mostly Windows based. If it's a MacBook, you can go to terminal and practice Linux commands. But if it's a Windows based, we need a platform. So we're going to make a same platform for all of us, and we're going to all practice in the cloud. So we will create a server in the cloud. We will learn that today, and we will all practice Linux. And we cover everything about Linux, a lot of things. How do we do directory navigations? Like, it's simple as how we are comfortable with Windows. We need to be comfortable with Linux. At end of this 3.5 hours, you will realize, okay, just an operating system, nothing else. It has same functionalities as Windows. We can open a file, we can write some content in that, save a file, replace a word in the file, we can install some software. Yes, the process is different. It's command based, CLI based, and that is what we will learn here. Various commands. So right from various, what is a cell, directory navigation, CDs command, list all the files in the ls command, manual of any command, removing a file, creating a directory, creating a file. So like all those things, right, friends? We have a good sessions covered here, and that's what we have gone through in the recorded session. How do we install or untar a file? How do we check performance metrics? The important performance metrics that we need to process, every detail, right? And we have this covered in the playlist. So that's the first thing we do. Now, in parallel to this, What we do, we start our journey on cloud. And that's what we are going to start today. Right? And we will talk about from very scratch what is cloud, how different it is from on-premise. Okay, just to give you, let me ask you this question. Can somebody tell me the difference between on-premise and a cloud? Anybody, feel free to share your thoughts, friends. That's how we will start our topic. Go ahead.
I think on-prem, I think on-prem is the private cloud or the cloud which suppose we are just installing our or we just exposing our application to the private cloud to within the organization, but it's called the on-prem. And the cloud is we are just using these services such as AWS, Azure, and the other vendors. So I think this is the difference.
You are telling me something, but it's not actually the difference, right?
I think there is no difference, Roshan. What we do in on-prem, same thing we can do on cloud.
Hmm.
Only it's a cloud name is it's a virtual machines, and those can be a physical.
So when I say virtual and physical, what is the difference? So you mean we don't have actual server in cloud,
Yeah, we have actual servers in cloud also.
right? See,
Yeah.
now I'm going to tell you the exact difference in next 2 to 3 minutes. See, we have a data center, right? Every company, if a company is planning to set up to install a software, right? We need a data center. When I say a data center, I would like you to imagine this kind of a building. I would like you to imagine this kind of infrastructure, a facility in the outskirt of a city, multiple acres of land, construction, very costly thing, right? And all the rooms, all the big halls full of servers, at least this kind of a servers. That's how a data center looks like. Now we have to do a lot of very costly. Setting up a data center is very costly. You have to purchase the land, construct the building, purchase all these hardware. You have to recruit security personnel, hardware engineers. The hardware may run out of order. You have to do routine inspection, having proper monitoring. These servers which generate enormous heat, you have to take care of cooling, temperature of the infrastructure. You cannot run out of electricity, multiple redundant internet sources as well. You need to multiple redundant power sources as well, right? So much of investment, billions of dollars are invested in a data center. Obviously, not everybody can afford to set up a data center. Only big players can do that. Now, the difference between cloud, so cloud has also a data center. So when I say AWS, Azure, or GCP, DigitalOcean, so even these players are having also the data centers. And on-premise, like we have IBM, Oracle, we know that. Oracle, IBM has cloud also now. But so if so, the difference lies between the ownership. Who owns it? If the company where you work owns this data center, that becomes on-prem for you. On-premise. You own everything. The company where you work owns everything, every bit of it. They have invested, they own the data center. But cloud is something we don't own. Somebody else has invested. Amazon Web Services, Amazon, Microsoft Azure, they have invested, they have set up data centers. I'm going to use their services like a rent basis. It's like how we stay in a rented apartment versus the owner of a flat, of an apartment. Same thing. As long as we pay the rent, we can enjoy the services, but we don't own it. We don't own the apartment where we live. We don't own the apartment. We pay the rent. As long as we pay the rent, I can use, I can enjoy like it's my own. But if I don't pay, I will not be allowed to stay there. Same thing happens for the cloud. So somebody else has invested so much of amount, and we rent servers, we rent storage. That's cloud. So very easy for any new startups to rent. It's very difficult to have such a initial investment, right? Billions of dollars, but it's easy to pay 10, $20,000 a month bill, cloud bill, right? If I use few servers, storage, depending on my usage, I'll pay. Based on the usage, pay as we go, we call it pay as you go. So we will pay as per our usage. Tomorrow, if I'm starting, I need few servers. Okay, I'll pay for the only for the few servers. Okay, my business is growing, I need more user load have increased, I need more servers. Fine. At the click of a button, we get more servers. And we will pay as we use. That's cloud, right? So that is the fundamental difference. The data center that we own is on premise, but data center which we don't own, we leverage, we rent. It's cloud. And in the cloud, we have a lot of things already developed, right? And that is what we will learn in AWS. So we will all have this account, friends. It's very easy. We will all have this cloud account, everybody. And what we love when we say, do you know cloud? What do we mean? Do you know how do we create server? How do you log into the server? How do you use storage? For example, we have a service called S3 storage. All the Netflix content that we watch, right? Amazon Prime videos, Netflix, Hotstar content, they're all stored in S3. There's a service, they all use AWS, and there is a service called S3, simple storage service. Just if you recall, yesterday I have shared a link of yesterday recording. Have you seen the recording that I've shared from the link?
Yeah,
I have stored that video in the S3.
yeah,
I
you
have a
shared
bucket,
this.
right? The link which I shared because I uploaded the recording in S3 and I shared the link. This is where I uploaded it. I have a bucket and I uploaded my recording here and I shared the link with all of you. So Netflix, all those user does the same way, but they have some security credentials, login and all those things. You need to log in and subscription. They have some features to do that, but very much similar. Right? So that is what we use cloud for. So when we say, do we know cloud? Expectation is, do you know how to get server? Do you know how to get storage? Do we know how auto scaling works, load balancing works, networking works, security services works? How do we set up security WAF seal for my applications? So that is what it's all about, learning cloud. So we're going to learn cloud. Today is our day one. We have already started. That is what we will do. So friends, AWS cloud. So we're going to take quite some good time here learning cloud, and uh, feel free to ask any questions in this, right? Once this is done, we talk about, so cloud, we take up good time. Okay, good time. Well, that's fundamental thing, because and all these discussions, right? Every discussion, it's not a very simple discussion that you get in any platform. There are a lot of platforms which provide, in YouTube you'll find a lot of videos, sessions, but our discussion is different. Our discussion is focused on five things. We focus on reliability. Every service, how do we achieve reliability? How do we achieve performance? How do we make sure we are highly available? How do we make sure we are fault tolerant? Our discussion will be on these lines. How do we make sure we optimize the cost for anything? Security. How can we secure? So our entire discussion will be on basis of this. All the services that we're going to talk about is based on these things, right? That's why this makes it different. The way we think about a service will be changing. When I talk about S3, I will not just show you the how do I upload and all. How can I make the performance better? If the user is having latency, how can we make that better? What are the options we have? Right. So from cost from how do we optimize the cost? If I store a lot of content, how can I optimize the cost? So our entire discussion will be on these lines, whatever we're going to discuss. And all the topics that we have, friends, in cloud is here. Okay. Feel free to go over the detailed things that we have covered, right? I'm going to say this link again with all of you. So cloud, we're going to take it, right? Once we are done with cloud, and it's quite some time, it's going to take us approximately 1 month, 4 weekends, definitely. We go in a very detailed manner, okay, because that's very fundamental thing that we set up, right? Once we are good with this, we talk about architecture, microservices based architecture, event driven architecture, and we talk about containerization. When I say containerization, I'm talking about Docker and Kubernetes. Again, this is going to be quite this takes approximately 2 to 3 weekends, because we take up very exhaustive. Kubernetes is the most important topic, because every other architecture deployment is happening in Kubernetes. So we take quite some time here. And then we talk about Jenkins, DevOps using from Jenkins. We talk about CI/CD pipeline, automations, continuous performance testing in DevOps. How do we create a pipeline? Automation, CI/CD pipeline. Once that is done, friends. And the last topic of cloud is the database. Okay, cloud databases. We talk about that. Just want to put it separately. But database is in the cloud also we have a database. We can create the server in the cloud and install our database. That's a separate thing. But here managed database is what we will discuss. Managed databases. That's a separate thing. We have various services in AWS. And that's very much required. Whatever we're going to discuss, right? It's you need to know all these things. After this, friends, we talk about automations, various automations that we have using Terraform, Ansible. We talk about observability using Prometheus, Grafana, Elastic Stack. We talk about SRE module, right? And we talk about chaos engineering, SRE concept. How do we set up disaster recovery? What happens in a disaster? RTO, RPO, SLIs, SLOs, SLAs, various terminologies, mean time to recover, mean time between failures. SRE model, we talk about it. So that is how our course is designed, friends. And it takes approximately, as I told you, 3 months. It takes approximately. So, and apart from that, so when we are discussing about on this, right, containerization, I want you to fully focus on Kubernetes. Before we start DevOps, I share a recorded session of Java performance engineering, because I don't want you to get distracted. Again, the recorded sessions, my recorded sessions, we share that. So you can start your troubleshooting journey of Java performance applications. And apart from that, we share the Java programming and Python programming. And that's not my recorded sessions. Somebody good at Isha, we have collaborated, and I'm gonna share that Python programming if you're interested, right? But anyway, I'm gonna talk about some scripting in automation, Python automation, Python scripting here. But that's a programming thing. If you're interested, it's just a recorded session. It's here. So this is what we have designed this course. So 40 hours of live sessions. So 3 months, when I say it's a live sessions, along with that, you have few recorded sessions. And we are supposed to go over it and ask me questions. Ask questions. We can discuss. If you need additional sessions, we can meet. At end of the day, the goal has is to be confident, be comfortable with these topics, right? So that is the plan. Any questions, Frank, before we continue with our day one agenda? This Google Drive is gold mine. Okay, this is I have accumulated this over the years, and when we talk about cloud, if you see the number of slides is approximately 150 slides. Okay, we cover from data center. Why do we need cloud? Why cloud computing? SaaS, different service models, various services that we have, history, how do we create server, the account, right? What is the region of is so from very scratch. Even if you do not have any knowledge, that's absolutely fine. So we have approximately, if you see, friends, we have approximately 150 slides in the cloud. And one of the biggest things is in the Kubernetes. Again, we have approximately 100 slides in Kubernetes. We talk about architecture, various Kubernetes objects, pods, replica sets, services, deployment. I'm not sure how much you're comfortable, so I don't want to talk more right now. Don't want to overwhelm you, but when we go over it, it becomes very much comfortable, and everything is hands-on. I'm gonna create cluster. I'm gonna create objects, deploy applications in the pod, install load balancer, auto scaling. Everything is hands-on. You will see auto scaling happening. And the idea here is that once we know this fundamental, take our understanding to the next level through automation, Gen AI tools. So that's an endless scope. But if we do not if you're not comfortable with fundamentals, how can we explore on those lines? Yes, I'm sharing screen, Mali Arjun. Mali is not able to see my screen. Others can see my screen, right?
Yeah, Roshan, we are able
Yes,
to see.
yes,
Right.
we can.
Mali, I'm
Uh,
sharing my screen.
Let me rejoin. Let me rejoin.
Please. Yeah. So we cover in detail, friends, and we have, again, as I told you, auto scaling. We will talk about it. How do we do capacity planning? That's very important. How do we do capacity planning? When we understand auto scaling, we should understand how much a resource a, a pod takes, and we have to do capacity planning as per that. Capacity planning in the VM, capacity planning in the pods, Kubernetes. We learn all those things, right? We have the PDF for the Docker, PPT for the Docker. If you go to the SRE modules, we have uh, databases, as I told you. We have the DevOps module, performance engineering, right? Java performance engineering, which I told you. Again, we talk about this is a recorded session, but I should take the live, but just to manage the time, I'm doing it recorded session. But we talk about GC algorithm, JVM architecture, how the Java execution happens, JVM architecture, various GC algorithm that we have, what happens in parallel GC, what happens in CMS, what happens in G1 GC, right? So parallel GC, what happens? Parallel, so different options that we have. But in parallel GC, this is what happens in parallel GC. When the minor GC happens, that to stop the world event. Full GC happens single threaded. Then we have a parallel GC, and full this can also happen multi-threaded also, full GC. We have two options in parallel GC. What happens in G1 GC, what happens in CMS, so in detail, friends. So, and apart from that, we have uh, I share a lot of documents here about the how do we analyze heap, Java heap performance, uh, garbage collection, GC, how do we analyze? So it's gonna be how do we analyze GC? How do we read GCL, GC logs? How do we analyze memory leak? So gonna be a very, as I told you, gold mine of information in one place, considering all these topics, friends. Right? So that's how we are planning this course. Gonna be very exciting journey, right? Any questions before we continue with our day one agenda, friends? Okay, sounds good. I think we're all good. Let's continue our cloud journey, friends. Okay. Now, as I was speaking, right, the cloud part. So, friends, let's get this. Let's create everybody. Let's create this account. I would request everybody to go to this URL. Everybody knows Amazon.com, right? Type a subdomain called aws.amazon.com. Everybody, please go this and sign up. Like, how do we sign up to any social media platform? Sign up, create account, and you'll be asked questions, your email, your PAN card, some username, give some small letters or smaller numbers. You give username, give your email address, continue, verify your email address. You will be asked to write your PAN details. You'll be asked to provide your credit card details, debit card. So debit card also works. AWS, they will not misuse your card details because I have been using this from quite some time now. They don't misuse your information that you share with them. They will detect INR 2 if you're using Indian card, or if you're international card, $1. That's all they detect, just to make sure that you are a genuine user, and they will not they will not automatically deduct the amount. Never. You will have to pay every time, right? So please complete the process. Once you complete the process, friends, you will be able to log in like this. You'll be able to log in like this. You'll be able to log in like this, friends. Please do that, friends. It will take 5 minutes for you so that I can practice, I can show you things. Then you can, if you, I always advise you to do this. Take 5 minutes, but complete the process. And that's how you create the cloud account, and you'll be able to log in. And once you log in, and that's what the magic happens. We have to start learning. We learn to create a server. So today we're going to talk about how do we create a server, friends, so that we can practice Linux over the week. Now, those who are getting enrolled, please ask for the Linux recorded sessions. We will be creating a WhatsApp group with all of you enrolled candidates, and I'll be giving you access to the Google Drive, and you'll be also given access to the recorded sessions, Linux one, and you can practice. So that's why we are doing this. So we're going to learn today, how do we create a server in the cloud? This is called Management Console, the home page when we log in. Okay. Is anybody doing right now, creating the account? I can wait for some time.
Roshan, I already have.
Okay, perfect, Pankaj. Anybody doing trying to create the account right now? Yes,
Yes, Roshan.
try to
Can you
select
please
free
send me the
tier.
link, Roshan?
I told you, we use Amazon.com. Just use aws.amazon.com.
Okay. Actually, I'm getting site not reached something.
Amazon.com you use, right? All you have to do is aws.amazon.com. That's all. And
Okay,
just
okay.
create the account, and you will be given this page, and you need to sign up. You need to use your email address, your some account name. You need to verify your email address. You need to provide your details. They will ask you PAN details. Select free tier. Select personal use. They will be given options. Always select free tier, friends. They will give the option. Do you want to, who are you? Personal user. So use personal use, select free tier. That's all, because they give you free credits and we can use the free credits for the learning. Every cloud does that. Azure does that. GCP does. Every cloud gives you some free credits.
Roshan, how long they can give the free credits? Is there
It's
any
not
kind
about how long you can consume also. If you consume early, because they have some, if you look at this, they have this start with USD 100 in AWS credits plus earn up to completing various activities. So they give you. So it's all depends on how soon you're able to use this. So I'm going to tell you how wisely, how efficiently we can use the services so that you can continue to use more free credits for longer time. I'm going to guide you on that.
Okay. Thank you.
Use the auto pay option.
No, don't select auto pay. Never select auto pay. Don't select auto pay.
Credit card or debit card.
Yeah, you have to provide details. There's no option, but auto detect, auto pay, don't select that option. No need to select that option. Let you can manually come and pay every time, right? Don't select auto pay, select free tier, select personal use.
So here it is showing like no cost for up to 6 months. After six
Correct.
months, it's going to charge.
Correct. So if they have some conditions, they have, so it's not like 6 months, you can do whatever you want. No, you cannot get a bigger machines. If you want 4-core machine, you cannot get it. Okay. You have to follow the guidelines which they give, which is like 1 core or 2 GB RAM. This kind of a machine only you can get it. Up to 6 months, they will not charge you, or you exhaust, you waste $100 and that's all. Whichever comes early, after that you'll be charged.
Okay.
So they have some free tier. Okay, AWS. If you want to see more details on the free tier, come to this page. Okay, you have every detail on this. What services is free? How long? So new customers get up to 200 USD in credits. Okay. Um, Gain USD credits at sign up and USD more to earn as you explore key AWS services. So you can do that also. Free plan is up to 6 months. That's correct. Receive up to 200 US credits. Includes free usage of selected services. No charge incur unless you switch to the paid plan. Don't select the paid plan. Right? And follow what they are having the guidelines. It's not like you can use any services. If you select the free plan, and it's not like you can use any services. No, we have to be mindful on that. That there's a list of free services and opens and paid services. So we have to use in that way. If not, we'll be charged. Don't worry so much. Okay, I'm here with you. I'm gonna make sure you are within your limits. You don't need to pay them any amount. Hardly there are few services. We will talk about it, and also we'll talk about it how to optimize the cost there also. Don't worry so much about the cost. It will be taken care. Just follow the instructions. You will not be paying any time in triple digit for sure. It will be always within 100 rupees, even if you have to pay after 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, friends, let's continue our discussion. Those who are still creating, if you need more time, please get it. I'm going to talk about, friends, how do we get started. Okay, so friends, everybody, please look at here. So this is called, friends, the management console homepage of cloud. Similar homepage exists for Azure also, GCP also, any cloud, OCI, DigitalOcean, any cloud. Okay, homepage. The idea here is to It's like thing like this, like you are in a kitchen. Think about it. You are in a kitchen and you have every item possible, any item possible, and you can prepare any dish. And that's what we're going to do here. You have everything at your disposal, every services, everything. You need to be architect here. Okay, you can be your own architect. You can design our solution. Like you can design servers. We can create servers. I can install web server, app server, database server. I can get as many servers I need. You can get a netflix.com or another page. You can create a Swiggy, Ola, Uber. You have everything at here. Everything you have it here. It's all about learning how do we install, how do we set up and all those things. So the first important thing, we will talk in detail, friends, about cloud history and all. But since today, most of you are going to be enrolling and I don't want you to waste this upcoming week so that you can practice your Linux. That's why I'm going to show you how do we create a server. Today, my goal is to make sure that you learn how to create server so that you can practice Linux. So the service, everything is through service here. Okay. In cloud, if you want to get anything, is through service, and you can see all the services options. So when I say service, the use case, see the use case of using cloud doesn't change. Be it AWS, Azure or GCP, you need server everywhere. You need storage. And we have various other use cases. Why cloud is important? Why cloud is so important? See, I'll take you the simple example. The infrastructure. We all need infrastructure. Whatever AI is coming, how much ever automation is happening, whatever we need at end of the day, everybody needs infrastructure to deploy application. How soon you can write the code, how efficient you can write the code or automate, that's a separate story. But to deploy your code, you need infrastructure and you get it in the cloud. Not everybody can set up a data center. And we should all know. And we need to be comfortable. Cloud is automating stuff. Cloud is automating. Today, if I need a server, friends, I don't need to, I just need 1 minute to create a server. You will realize that in some time that it hardly took 1 minute to create a server, install an application inside that. Be up and running I can be up and running in no time. If I have the code with me, I can use the code. I can create a server, install whatever I require, and I can be up and running through automation in no time. That's what cloud offers. Cloud is doing automation. Anything works. Pankaj, Mehta, debit, credit, anything would work. You can check. Credit card definitely works. Few debit card also works. Okay. You can pay anything. Which one to select? UPI also you can pay. Anything you can work. Geeta, it's up to you. You have all the options they are giving you. If you select UPI and they will ask you UPI ID, you'll be, let's say you use Google Pay or Phone Pay, you will be prompted and to pay the amount. Yeah, you can use anything. Now, earlier, friends, if you remember, there was roles like Linux admin, cloud admin, Linux admin, I would say, DBAs. There were a lot of good roles. If I take you 10 years back, DBAs, there were so many roles, but we don't see so many roles now of DBAs because cloud has automated how do we provision infrastructure, how do we install databases. They're automatic. If you want to look at the automation, look at the cloud. You have all the options. If you want to work on databases, you have all the options on databases. I can get any database here, relational database, Mongo database, Cassandra, in-memory database, Oracle database at AWS. We have all the options. With few clicks, my cloud would be up and running. They would install for me. If I'm doing a game development, we have options. We have services. I can use these services to create my game development. If I want to front-end web and mobile development, I can use these services to develop my APIs. If I have to do something on the Internet of Things, I have IoT services. Cloud is helping organization to be fast, to be more relevant, and to be up and running and in no time. You don't have to start from scratch. If you set up your own on-premise, you have to start from scratch. But they already have services which is developed partially. You just need to customize as per your requirement. Be it machine learning. We talk about so much of machine learning. We have Bedrock. We talk about so much of GPT models, AI models. I can go to Bedrock and I can select any model I need and I can develop any AI application. I have every models at my disposal. I can use these models and develop an application. I don't have to start from scratch. So they're automating, they're helping us automate. So everybody, cloud is never going to go away. Okay. If you know cloud, one thing you could be very proud of that you're going to be always relevant. Because cloud is everywhere. You can get the server. If you're into AI, you can use AI services, quantum technologies. You are into development, you can go to development. Containers we're talking about. We have so many services, EKS, ECS, databases, developer tools. If you want to develop something, you have so many of tools. So cloud is everywhere. Cloud is never going to go away because we all need, how much ever we develop, we all need infrastructure. And setting up infrastructure is not that easy. It needs capital. And cloud makes things easy, right? We'll be learn that slowly, friends. You will not understand exactly what I'm trying to tell you. We'll learn that slowly. Today, I'm going to show you a demo that if I need a server, I just need a minute to create a server. So everything is through service. Now, to create the server, there is a service called Elastic Compute Cloud. There is a service, friends. If I need a server, there is a service EC2, we call it, very popular service in cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud. Similar service exists in Azure also. In Azure, they call it virtual machine. In GCP, they call it compute engine. Anything, right? Nodes, servers, VMs, anything you can call it. So the service name is EC2. If I need to create a server, I'll go to cloud and I search for EC2. Look at this, I got this service. I'll click on this. It will open a different module for me. I'm going inside the EC2. Now this service here will help me create a server. This service EC2 will help me create a server. All I have to do is go to instances. Instances means the servers, and I need to launch instance. So friends, please look at this. I have selected EC2 and I'm in the instances. You need to do that, friends. To practice Linux, you need to do exactly the same. So please look at this. Anyway, you'll have the recording also. So EC2 instances, launch instances. I'm launch it. Now, once you launch it, you have options. I can get any, see, when let's say you go to lenovo.com, hp.com, and let's say you want to configure your laptop. Could be Windows, anything. What are the options you want? What do you think they will ask you? The minimal things that they will ask you to set up, to configure your data, to configure your laptop. What do you think they will ask you?
Storage.
Storage, how much storage I need? Yes. What else? Cores, CPU.
Yeah, processor.
Processor, RAM, right? 8 GB, 16 GB. Your operating system. So these four are the mandatory stuff, right? Now, graphics card and all could be additional, but these four are mandatory. Without this, nobody would know what do I need, right? Operating system, your core, CPU cores, RAM, and disk storage. Definitely four things. And exactly we need to do it here. We are about to create a server, my own server in the cloud. I have the option to select storage here. We have the option of selecting storage, configure storage. I can get storage. By default, they have given me some details. Look at this. They have given me details. They're giving me 8 GB of storage by default. I have the option of selecting it more, but they have given me 8 GB. If I'm okay, I'll select okay. But they have given me 8 GB. They have given me an operating system, a major Linux AMI. They have given me an operating system also. If I want, so OS here. If I want a Windows, I can select Windows. We have the option of Windows. If I select Windows here, it will get changed to Windows here. Look at this. It got changed to Windows. Whatever I do here will be changed here. That's a summary of things that I'm creating. And eventually I'll put launch instance. So I select Windows. If I need Windows, I can get Windows. We have Mac is not part of free tier. Okay, so don't select Mac. Mac will charge you. So Amazon Linux, Ubuntu. These are Linux distribution. No, I'm not sure. There are two major distributions of Linux. Do we know that, friends? This is the fundamentals we are talking about, because that's what Linux, when I say Linux, do we know the major distributions in Linux? Do we know, friends? Okay, that's what, right? So we need to know these things. So the entire Linux distribution, we have a lot of distributions, but it's mostly classified into CentOS family or Debian family. Entire Linux. Right? When I say CentOS family, your Fedora, your Red Hat, if you've heard of these things, Fedora OS, Red Hat, Amazon Linux, these things fall under CentOS family. And what is the importance of CentOS? Friends, if you want to install something, execute a command, you have to use yum package manager, yum update, yum install. Not sure how many of you know, but that's how it is, right? In Debian, one of the popular OS is Ubuntu here. And here you have to use apt. Have you noticed anybody using a yum or apt? I will never put, yes. So I will never use apt in Red Hat. I will have to always use yum. So that's the default package manager. So if I select here Amazon Linux, I have to use yum command, yum update, yum install, those things. If I use apt, I have to use apt command. Okay, so let's use Ubuntu. So it's a Debian family, and I will use apt update to update the packages and all those things, right? So it's selected Ubuntu. OS I selected. Okay, now second thing is, friends, the core and the RAM. In AWS world, we call this instance type put together. Okay, so it's a part of free tier eligible. Okay, you have the option of getting up to 64 cores also. You have the bigger machines, 8 core machines. You can go up to 16 core machines, 32 GB RAM, 48 cores, 96 GB RAM. Don't select all these things, you'll be charged. Okay, only select which is showing you free tier eligible. Only select that. So T2.micro, which gives you 1 core and 1 GB RAM. Simple. Select this. By default also that was selected. So don't select anything else. You'll be charged. Even if you're a part of free tier, you'll be charged if you select anything else. Okay. Don't tell me, Rasun, you told my cost will not be high. But now I'm seeing 100, 200 rupees right now because you're not following the instructions. So make sure you don't select anything else. So T2.micro, free tier eligible. You will not get bigger machines, they will be chargeable. Right? So friends, I have taken care of OS, I have taken care of my core and the RAM, and disk they have already given 8 GB. I don't want to go in detail right now about network and other details. So all I have done so far is change the AMI. I changed the Amazon Machine Image OS to Ubuntu. That's all I have done so far. By default, T2.micro was selected. I am continue to do that. By default, 8 GB was selected. I'm continue to do that. Only thing I have changed is the Ubuntu. That was optional. You could have left also major Linux. So Yum would be the default package manager. I changed this to Ubuntu. There's only one mandatory field that you need to do, right, friends? It's key pair. Okay, that's the only mandatory field because you need to log in. It's not about the creating the server, but you need to connect to the server also. And for that, we need this key pair. Today, I will not talk in detail about everything. I just want you to be comfortable creating the server. That's all. Okay. That's why my focus is on that you know how do we create the server. So this is the only mandatory field. So think about it like this. I'm in the cloud. This is the cloud. I'm here, somewhere here, outside the cloud network. My laptop is here. I'm trying to create a server in the cloud. I'm trying to create a server in the cloud, which is here. I have not yet created, but I need to log in, right? I need to log in to do something, to install software. I need to log in. So I need some authentication, right? Without that, how anybody could log in? So we talk about the key pair, key. If you have the same key, if this guy has the same key, what this server has, this authorization will be successful. So the idea here, right now, I'm going to create a key pair, abc key.pem format, we call it. It is the PEM format. The idea here is that I'm going to create a key, and the key I will have it, and the same key will be part of the server, and it will help me while doing the connectivity. So I will have the same key pair. That's why we call it key pair. Key pair. So I'm going to create a key pair, create a new key. That's the only mandatory field. There was optional, friends. You could have also kept default, no problem. You could have kept default also major Linux. There was no problem. You can leave it as it is. But you have to only remember you have to do yum command. Okay, so Ubuntu, let it be. Right? No, key pair. I'm going to create a key pair, friends. Let's create a key pair. I'll give any name. Let's say SRE November 2025. Something I have created a key. That's all. Just give the name. PEM format would be the default format. RSA authorization. It's just encryption. Just give the name and create the key pair. The moment I create, I will have the key downloaded in my laptop. Okay, I have created the key. Look at this. I have got this key downloaded in my laptop. Because using this key only, I need to connect. Using this key only, I need to connect. And that's all, friends. I don't need to worry about anything right now. I can just launch the instance. Only one thing is mandatory. What is that field? Key pair. And I have changed the AMI. That's all I have done. I have not given the name also of the server. You can give it now also. So if you go to the instances, friends, you can see the server is running. You can give a name, my first server. Okay, I've given my first server. It's running. It's getting initialized. And it has the same key pair. If you look at this, it's come down. It has the same key pair, which I've created. Now I need to connect to this server. That's most important. There are multiple ways to connect. I will tell you next week. But today I'm going to tell you the most easy way to connect is to select the machine, select the server, and there is this option called connect. Okay, are we good so far? Any questions so far? Friends, any questions so far? My server is created in the cloud somewhere in Mumbai, region data center. I will talk about that. How do we select Mumbai? On what basis we select a region? There are multiple regions. Cloud is present across the globe. Okay, so my one of the servers created in Mumbai region. AWS has Mumbai data center. In Mumbai also they have in India, and in Hyderabad also they have it. And they have in across the world. So I have my server created. Now I'm going to log in. How do I log in? Select the server. Click on connect. Whatever option you get, just click on connect again. It will help you connect the server in the browser itself. Friends, this is my server. I have connected to my server. This is the server. I'm doing this. I have logged in as the Ubuntu user by default. I can be the root user. How to become a root user, friends? Anybody? How do we become a root user from here?
Sudo command.
Sudo, right? Sudo su hyphen. I can do that. I become the root user. I have the ultimate privilege. I can see what do we do when the first time you bring your Windows laptop? What is the first thing you do?
Create users.
No, no. What is the first thing we do when you bring your Windows laptop home? We update the packages, right? We keep Windows update so that the latest packages gets installed, right? Same thing we're gonna do in Linux, but through command approach. This Linux OS is not updated. All the packages are not updated. So I'm gonna issue one command apt because it's a Ubuntu, so I've used apt update -y. So this is going to update the packages of my operating system. It will getting downloaded. The things are getting downloaded over the web. I'm updating the packages. Fetch 38.7 MB in 10 seconds. I downloaded 38 MB of packages. I can install a web server if I need. I will talk about those things later. Okay. I can do a lot of stuff. I can install a Windows. I can install a database server, web server. So I'm not going to talk more right now. I just want you to create the server and log in and practice Linux commands. I can create, let's say, if I want to check all the files and folders we have inside this, I have only the snap folder created. Where am I right now? Which location I am in? PWD, project working directory I have to use. I'm in the root folder. I can create a directory, mkdir if I use SRE. So I'm getting a directory called SRE. If I do ls-n, you will see SRE folder is also created. I can go inside the SRE folder and I can create some file using vi test file. Vi is the command line editor which can create the file. And I can just write some content. Hello. I can save it. So if inside this SRE folder, friends, I have a file called test file, and the content of the test file is hello. So this is all these things you will learn in the Linux sessions. Okay, and much more. Okay, I'm just giving a demo so that you practice this upcoming in the next coming week. Okay, and then when we meet on Saturday, you are comfortable with Linux and we can take up more things on cloud. On what basis we selected Mumbai? There are AWS is present across the globe, but why we selected Mumbai? What is Mumbai? It's a region or data center. What is the concept of availability zones? we will discuss more. So cloud journey has started. We're going to discuss more and more. Any questions? I can take it up for now till this point in time.
Question here, you created like a root user means that's what it means.
I have not created, it was already there. I just changed it to become the root user. Root user is like administrator user.
Okay,
So
admin
in
user.
Windows, you have administrator user, right? Then you can go to control panel and you can create more users and you can give permissions. So root user. So when I logged in as the Ubuntu user. When I logged in, first thing I logged in, I was Ubuntu user. So Ubuntu is one of the users. We have users and groups concept in Linux. I was logged in as the Ubuntu user. Then I switched to root user and I executed some commands. Being the root user, I have all the permissions being the root user. Root user is the ultimate admin user,
Okay.
right? So we have the concept of users and groups, like how we have a control panel in Windows. Similar concept we have that we can create users, we can create groups. So, and that is what you will learn in the Linux sessions. Various concepts of Linux, how do we work, so that you feel comfortable. That is the main goal.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, friends, any other questions? Any questions with cloud creation part, friends? I will not talk more today. I don't want to overwhelm you on day one. I just want you to get comfortable with Linux creation, VM creation. All I have done, friends, went to the instances, launch instances, and I have just did two things. I just changed the AMI to Amiga Linux to Ubuntu. That was optional. And I just created the key pair. That's all I have done. Okay. And I just launched, everything was default selected. I just launched it and I used EC2 instance connect. I just used connect two times and I got this open I got connected in the browser itself. There are multiple ways to connect. I'll tell you. There are some clients also. So I selected the server and I just clicked connect and connect two times. I did is using EC2 instance connect. I connected two times and I got this and I just executed a couple of commands. That's all I did, right? I can show you the history, what all I have done. I have done these many commands. I was updated the packages. I'm gonna give you, I issued sudo hyphen I did first thing, then I executed these commands. I'm gonna give you, you will find all these things, friends, in the Google Drive. I have given you all the command that I've issued. Okay. So that's all, friends, for today. I'll stop it here. So friends, those who are looking forward to continue, please create the cloud account and get the server up and running. Practice Linux. Ask in the group to give you the Linux session. And those who are not looking to join, please find a way to learn. Okay, absolutely fine. But find a way to learn somehow, because you need to know all these things. Whatever we have discussed, you need to find a way to learn all these things to excel in your career, because the world is moving fast. It's moving towards automation. And if we do not know the basics, we're going to be far behind left, and IT is going to be challenging now. So get your basics right, and so that you can use GenAI tools for do automation activities and to increase your productivity, because nowadays every company is asking to increase the productivity, right? Please make sure you find a way to learn all this thing. Okay, so that's all, friends, for today. I'll see you next weekend, friends. Thank you so much.
Question, could you please share the yesterday's demo link here, recorded link?
I have already shared in the WhatsApp group. You're not there, part of WhatsApp group.
Yeah, just added now today only. Could you please add one more?
Okay, let
Share.
me give you right now as only. So I put it here. Let me. Okay, here it is. Please book save this. When I close this, you may not get the option. Please keep it with you, the link. Yeah. Okay, that's all, friends. Thank you so much. We'll meet next week.
Thanks, Roshan. Thanks.
Sure. Thank you.